Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm going to start off with something different. I'm going to start off with the Laura Mercier Ultra Longwear Concealer, and I'm going to prep my eyes with this and to give me a little bit of coverage and blending it out, and I'm going to set that with a regular face powder. To start off with this whole entire look, before I even go into it, I'm gonna use tape to give me that sharp edge on the outer eye, and I'm gonna start off with the makeup tutorial. I'm gonna use the Viseart Editorial Brights palette, and the first shade I'm going to use is the white shade in the palette, and I'm going to use that as my brow bone shade. And I want a color that's going to really brighten that brow bone area, so I feel like this color, this shade, is like the perfect shade for that. If you go back to the days of like the color wheel, you'll see how the color does change when I apply this light blue shade into the crease area. And I really like this palette that it's so pigmented, and it just like the color payoff is just perfect. And mixing with the light blue and the white, I'm gonna get like a different color into the crease once I do apply the darker shade. You won't see it now, but you'll see it when I apply the deeper blue. But I'm going to apply this into the crease and making sure I pick up the product slowly but surely and blending that into the crease area. Now I'm going to take the deep blue shadow and I'm going to take a Wayne Goss brush. I'm going to list all the brushes and the products in my description box if you're curious. I'm going to use a more tapered pointed blending brush and I'm going to blend that into the crease as well, but I still want the light shade that I applied the first time into the crease. I want that to still peek through. So then I move on to a clean brush from Coastal Scents, and I'm going to blend that shade out so it can look diffused and well blended. So I'm going to take this Inglot gel liner in number 76. It's a white plain gel liner, and I'm going to use that as my base to cut and carve out the crease area and the lid. I want to start off with a white bright base so I can apply the other shades you will see in a little bit, but I'm going to carve out the crease area. And you can use a regular concealer if you want, but if you want some of the shades to pop, then you may want to use a white base or a really light concealer. For me, I just felt like the yellow concealer or any concealer will kind of change that shade when I do apply it onto the lid. But we're gonna mess with shimmers a little bit onto the lid, but on the outer eye I'm not gonna take it there, only because we're going to apply darker shades in the outer eye. So take your time carving out that whole entire crease area. For me, I have to be careful. Some people could do it quick. I'm not one of those people. I have to really take my time. I'm gonna start off with this shadow by jdglow Cosmetics. It's their Galaxy collection shadow and Unexpected, and this is just like the other one that I did with the makeup tutorial for the purple smoky eye. It's like that, so you have to pack it on instead of swiping it. So now I'm going in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Prims palette, and I'm going to take this shade right here that I showed you, and I'm going to pack that on and swipe a little bit into meeting where the crease is going to start, like the blue shade. I don't want to pass it, I just want to meet up with it. So I'm going to apply it there. I should have used a smaller brush for this, but I wanted to pack it onto the lid, and I felt like it was like way of a difference from the light to dark. I pick up another shadow from their palette, and this is the shadow Dimension, and I'm going to take a smaller shader brush, and I'm going to pack it right in between. And I felt like it was the perfect shade for that, so I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to pick up another shadow. I'm going to take the black shadow in the Anastasia Beverly Hills palette, and I'm going to pack it on. I'm not going to use a blending brush. I'm going to use a flat shader brush, and I'm going to pack it on there, and then I'm going to blend it out with a really small pointed blending brush. And I'm going to blend it going inwards, not all the way to the inner eye, but meeting towards the darker eyeshadow that we applied on the lid. And then I'm going back in with that brush that we used to blend out that blue shade, and mixing that like together in a sense so that it doesn't look harsh. And then that deep blue shade from the Viseart palette, I'm going to pack it on right in between, like smacked in between from the dark shimmer shade and the black. It's a lot of shadows to remember and to mess with, but you know, I was experimenting when I was looking at these shadows, and I was like, let me do something that's different. I haven't done a blue eye look in such a long time, so I want to make sure that everything is well blended and everything is being a transition from each other. So make sure like you blend it out really well until you're satisfied with how it looks. So now I'm going to remove the tape. That's like the best feeling, removing the tape and seeing the end result of it. So now I'm going to use the Maybelline gel liner. This is their Eye Studio lasting gel liner, and I'm not going to do a wing. I'm just going to basically line the not tight line, but like just line the upper portion of my lashes. I just basically do a line so I can place my lashes and pop them there, and then I'm going to apply some mascara. So I go in with a primer. I use the Frankie Rose primer just to try it out. I had like a little sample of it, and then I'm gonna go and basically use this foundation, also by Frankie Rose. I really like their foundation. It gives me like this really nice airbrush look. At first I was like, I don't know what's the hype about it. Using it daily, I see a big difference. And I also see a big difference in this concealer. I thought I was not gonna like this concealer. I heard mixed reviews about this concealer. I love it. Like, you're gonna hear about it in my favorites video soon. And then I apply a little bit of the Tarte Shape Tape concealer to give me more coverage under the eyes, and I do blend it out with a sponge. After that, I set my under eye with a little bit of MAC Mineralized Skin Finish, and then I use the Laura Mercier translucent powder. Like, I'm literally like completely done with this. Like, there's only a little bit of it. Now I'm gonna bronze up my face. I'm using the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil bronzer, and I'm just patting it. I'm not going to set my foundation. I just want like a matte, dewy kind of look, so I do just use a powder bronzer. I'm not going to use any blush for this tutorial, only because there's a lot going on in the eyes, so I just use bronzer, and I do contour my nose with the same contour from Too Faced. And now I'm going to go back to the eyes. I'm going to use the LA Girl Cosmetics Glide Gel Liner pencil in Very Black, and I'm going to just go into the waterline and tight line, and then I'm going in with that really deep blue shadow from the Viseart palette, and I'm going to basically just pack that on under the eye, right meeting with the black liner. And to blend that all out, I'm going to use the light blue shadow from the Viseart palette. And I forgot, I am going to use the black shadow from the Anastasia Beverly Hills palette on the outer eye only, just to kind of meet up with the black shadow on the outer eye. And then I'm going to use a little bit of the white shadow to go in the inner eye. And then I apply some mascara on the bottom lashes. So now for the highlight, I'm going to use this new product from City Color Cosmetics. I'm using the Photo Chic highlight drops in champagne mixed with gold, and I'm going to use a not a damp sponge but a dry sponge, and I'm going to pack that on where I apply my highlighters. And I'm not going to use any highlighter, like any dry highlighter. I'm going to just only have this on. I just feel like it's so pigmented and it already looks like a highlighter, so I just wanted to use this to show you guys how great this product is. So moving on to the lips, I'm going in with MAC lip liner in Strip Down, and then for the lips, I'm going in with the NYX matte lipstick in Sable. Alright you guys, thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments down below what you think, and if you want to see more bold tutorials like this, let me know in the comments. I can do like a whole color series. Let me know what other palettes you want me to use in a makeup tutorial, and I'll see you guys in my next video.